not the stereotype they sold you, not the joke they made it out to be.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to a very, very special edition of PhillyFill One-on-One Live. It's not usually live. We usually record these, but tonight is a special night because tonight we're all going to learn a lesson here. I've got a very special guest with me, and before I introduce him, and I'm very excited to introduce him, but before I do, I just want to say, first of all, thanks to Dave Christian from Shore House, Canada, to basically, he was here for the event at the Winter Circle, the High Times Winter Event Circle, and he said something to me on the way out the door that kind of made me rethink kind of like everything, in the sense that, you know, why do people have beef in this industry? And you guys have heard me talk about this over the last, couple of months on why it happens. Sometimes we don't know. Well, we don't always need to know. But what we do know, you made me laugh. What we do know is that this industry doesn't have room for gaps and cracks and fissures. What it has room for is continuity, and it has room for people who want to be able to collaborate, who are like-minded. And so I want to introduce my guest tonight. I'm very pleased that he came in. I'm pleased that we had the opportunity. Thank you to Dave from Shore House, Canada, for making this happen. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you guys tonight, Mike, the dispensary guy, is on the show, in the house. Let's go, brother. You're
What's
here.
What's up, baby?
How you doing, man?
How you doing, dude?
I'm doing good. Good to see you too.
It's great to see you, man.
And I'm so thankful for you to be here tonight.
Thanks for inviting me, man.
Because one of the things that I came on and I did talk about this whole thing, and I didn't make a big deal about it, but I wanted to be honest enough with everybody to say, I don't know why people who don't have beef all of a sudden have beef, and why does that happen? And so, it was something that we played around with on the show, and then it's something we moved on from and just stopped talking about. It's something that you moved on from and stopped talking about. In the meantime, two people who are in this space that have a very similar passion for what we do aren't talking to each other, and it makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so Dave was kind enough to be the person who took the initial first step. I mean, I'll be honest with everybody. Dave said, listen, Mike's my guy, and I love what you're doing.
Love Dave.
I love Dave.
Love Dave.
And he goes, I love what you're doing, and it makes zero sense to me, because I want to work with you guys. It makes zero sense to me that you two guys are not getting along and you're not talking. And I said, 100%, you're 100% right, brother. 100% right. So basically, I want to thank you for being here. I want to, obviously, you give us your perspective of this whole thing. And then, we're going to spend, after we move on from this, we're never going to talk about it again, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to spend the next, 45 minutes talking about you and how you got in this space, because I don't know all the story.
Yeah.
And I know there's a story.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And you're going to tell us.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Dave. I mean,
shout out to Dave.
Dave's the man. Jeez. And you and coming down here, Phil, like I said, man,
I appreciate
Phil,
it.
I can't, little miscommunication goes a long way in this industry, and that's
crazy,
what it comes down to, dude.
Right?
That's it.
Because
being busy.
Here's what I knew. Here's what I knew. I came up to Expo Takeover. It was yep. And Dispo Takeover.
Dispo Takeover. Yeah.
Dispo. I got it wrong. A control room. Turn your mic off, and it's okay. And then I had the opportunity, because what was great about meeting you is that we had already talked on the phone once. So when I saw you and you saw me, we knew each other, but we didn't know each other. And you said, yo, man, I'm live. Do you guys want to come on? I'm like, fucking absolutely. And I really enjoyed it. And I know you did too, because your response afterwards, after I took the headphones off, said it all. I don't need to know anymore. Yeah. When I came on air to talk about it, I was telling everybody, I know he had a good time, because he said he had a good time.
Oh yeah, we had a blast.
So it was part of the big mystery, right?
Yep.
So why don't you fill us in, and then we'll put this to bed, and it's over forever.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So and you talked about it. We had a little miscommunication. You invited me out to the dinner, and unfortunately, it was a Sunday, and I was stuck with my daughter, and we didn't get a chance to communicate about that. And that's fine, and it's all well and good, you know. And
it's water under the bridge.
And there's a lot happening in space and everything else, and you know, a little miscommunication about certain things with high times and everything else, and you know, you just want to feel people out. Honestly, is what it comes down to.
So you came in tonight.
Yep.
We had a meeting.
Yep.
We talked it all out.
Yeah.
And do you feel the same way I do, like this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
How long we talk about it until we started shooting the shit about everything else? About 30 seconds?
Yeah, it didn't last long.
Seriously.
Just like as long as it's even longer here than it did in there.
Way longer than it was in there.
So, you know, listen, guys, I'll just say this to everybody. You never know why things happen, but it also means that you don't have to quit trying. And Dave taught me a lesson, taught you a lesson.
Yep.
And I'm hoping, Jeff, are you stuck on Mike?
I look great, but
I know.
Let's shoot Phil too. Come on, man. It's a spot.
It taught us that this industry doesn't have any room, and when you really think about it and we apply logic to it and we think about what's right and what's wrong, it took 2 seconds, right? But this is how shit happens, and this specifically is how shit gets fixed. And you deal with it, right?
Absolutely.
You step up. Dave taught us a lesson. I'm not gonna let shit like this happen to me again. If there's beef to take on with somebody, we'll take it on. And if not, then there's nothing to say, right?
Yeah.
There's no need for the rest of it.
No, absolutely.
So that's water under the bridge, guys. And I'm pleased that it's over. And so, you know, thank you, Dave. Thank you, Mike.
Right.
I dig your
Thank you,
content.
Phil.
I dig your content.
I dig you too, man.
And I know that you have been doing this. This is not a rodeo that you started a few months ago. This is a journey.
Yeah.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we take some time and walk through, like, where did it all start? Where'd you grow up at?
Where I grew up in Monmouth County.
Okay.
Jersey, on the beach, on the shores, everybody likes to say, you know.
Now, were you actually born on a beach?
No.
You were born in a hospital?
Yeah, born in a hospital.
All right.
Yeah. Stone's throw, but born and raised in Jersey, you know, and early on became a smoker, you know.
When did you start?
15, I guess. So.
Okay, I started at 13, so yep.
Quite a few years. Sorry, Mom.
She's not watching, is she?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She'll watch everything. Hey, but that's what it's all about. It's about breaking the stigma.
Right.
About breaking the stigma.
Absolutely.
And
mainstream acceptance.
20 years ago, I would have never said that.
Oh no. See all these terrible things on the wall in here? These are terrible
Yeah.
things.
So you know, great relationship with the plant. You know.
So you started in high school.
Absolutely.
And where did it go from there? Like, it just, you know, what did you do? You know, what kind of field of work did you go into? Did weed always remain?
I just immediately crashed and failed. I went right into. Oh my God, really?
Everybody wants to know.
Everybody wants to know. I mean, I'm sitting on the other side of the microphone. Yeah, I was.
It's crazy.
I took a little stint in rehab early.
Okay.
Went to rehab. You know,
right.
learn a lesson, but. Prescription pills, nothing to be messed with. I'm proud to say, you know,
serious shit.
Absolutely serious shit. I'm proud to be sober off of
Absolutely.
that. You know, it's a
and
hard
good for
thing.
you, brother.
But this is a long time ago. You know what I mean, man? Back early 2000s.
And cannabis was your friend before, during, and after?
Before, and now I lost my relationship with everything.
During,
and then I decided,
and you found it after.
Let's start drinking again because I could drink. You know.
Okay.
And then we did that for a bit.
Okay.
And then we stopped drinking 15 years ago. Actually, back in July. I haven't had a drink, so.
So this month, 2 years ago, I quit.
Yeah, there you go.
So
congratulations, my friend.
Yeah,
every day.
It's so much better.
It is. But you know, cannabis is just that thing that just kind of keeps me level.
It's your friend. So when you did it ever have anything to do with any of your jobs back in the day? Like, was there any cannabis that was either for money or like private associations? Like, what was your involvement in cannabis?
In cannabis, I was just a smoker.
Okay.
Just a smoker.
Just an advocate.
Just an advocate, just like cannabis and all that. And that's all it ever was for the longest time, you know?
Okay.
Just hiding it from everybody like we've all done for our whole lives.
Didn't tell anybody. You
Didn't
have to.
you know?
You didn't have to.
You know.
So when did this start to come together for you? Like, what was your first dip in?
Yeah, so my first dip in was I was fortunate enough to get a little bit of time and money to kind of explore whatever I wanted to do. So I took a trip across the country, following Dave Matthews Band, and visiting dispensaries along the way.
Nice.
Just because why wouldn't you?
Right.
You know, why you have the opportunity
if
to
it's
drive
there.
from Vancouver through Washington,
Colorado,
Oregon, all the way to Salt Lake City, visited shops the whole way and everything else. And along the way, I was doing a little playing around with live streaming the concerts and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, just messing around on the internet.
right?
Found out it kind of was cool.
Found
And
your people.
Found some people, and, you know, went from a few people to, you know, hanging out a big audience.
Was it about music or about weed or both?
It was about music. It
Okay.
was just about Dave Matthews Band, but it was before the show.
Okay.
It wasn't the show.
It was before the show.
Before the show. Hey, what's going on? And or 20 minutes after the show, like, oh my God, did you see that? And that sort of thing.
Did you do what you do now, where you interact with people?
Exactly.
Because you're big with interacting.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly. So that's what it came down to. I saw that audience. I saw that build, and I figured I wanted to do something like that. Mm-hmm. But I did not want to burn myself out on my favorite band, and I knew that would happen.
And
I saw it.
did
So
or
I
didn't?
did not even
Did not
try
get
it.
there. Okay.
I didn't even
Gotcha.
try it.
All right.
I said, what else is out there that I could possibly apply this to? Mm-hmm. And I said, well, you've been to a bunch of dispensaries and you came back to Jersey, and it's like walking into a medical.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in line, you got to make your appointment, you got to do this. And I'm out in Oregon, and they're opening up jars and they're dumping it out. And I'm like, we can do better. Let's just get people smoking weed. Let's just get people not scared of going into a dispensary. Let's just stop the stigma of cannabis. So for the first time ever, I turned the camera around, and I was like, I'm just a normal guy, and I smoke weed, and I went to the dispensary, and this is what I saw and found, and this is what I bought. And
this is well
thanks.
before New Jersey.
This was New Jersey just become legal.
Okay,
This was back in 2020, 2021.
Okay.
Just after
so
COVID.
it's just
after
peeking
COVID.
its head,
just
right?
we had 24 stores, I think, when I started.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, 24, 25 stores. And I was like, you know, every week I'd go to a shop, and I'd just do the live stream. And
Now that's what. No, so that's
That was
what.
it.
So you went to the store
went to the store
and did the live stream
at home.
At home.
And I went home, and I, like 6 o'clock at night, I just turned on the camera
And-
to no viewers or nobody on Instagram. It was just like, hi.
Yeah.
I went to this shop, and I bought this, and this is what it looks like, and this is what they sell.
And you smoked it, or
and no, for the longest time I did not
Okay,
even smoke.
because of
or
I-
even like take it out of the package.
Okay.
Because I wasn't sure what the
IG thing was?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
you know,
Not that we do now.
I know. We still have no idea.
Tell me you
know?
figured it out.
No,
You're
no,
fucking
no.
lying.
Still getting crushed on IG. You haven't seen me live on IG in a while, right?
Exactly.
So, and that's all it was. And I just figured, let's just pick a night, pick a time slot, and just.
And when did that time slot formalize and fall into place?
It was. I started 6 o'clock at night, and then I realized too many people were like involved on Wednesday nights because it was in the middle of the week. It was an opportunity. I'm a co-parent, so I have my daughter in the beginning of the week. So Wednesday nights was free for me always. So it was a good night. It was in the middle of the week, and
People don't have like a lot of extra shit to
you
do.
know,
on the
you don't want to do it on a
Thursday.
Friday night or Friday night at 8 o'clock. Like, what are you
Yeah.
thinking, dude? Everybody
Yeah.
wants to be out in the club. I want
But
a
I will
live,
tell you
live
this.
audience.
So we missed our live news on Thursday, like a few weeks back, and we ended up doing it on a Friday night, and then we had some problems, so it ended up kind of being like later on, and we had our best numbers.
You know, I had one Friday night show that
Where you did that?
It blew me away, and I tried to expand into a Friday, and it just didn't.
It didn't work?
It didn't work. I think it was like a fluke, like everybody, like it rained that day or something.
See, if
like
it
that.
happens, if it's here, I'll just blame it on Bill.
It's Bill's fault.
Exactly.
I think Bill. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You heard?
So it's so I picked a night in the middle of the week that was convenient for me. It was 6, and then I moved it back to 9, and
she's locked in from there.
That's it.
And you've been consistently doing this show since 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Six?
4 or 5 years
Okay.
now, I guess. Yeah, Jesus, Joseph and Mary. Yeah.
Do you count them? Do you know what episode you're up to?
It was when I started really trying to keep track. It was like I think it was like 186, 187 last week. So that's however many weeks.
I don't think so, pal.
No, I hit the wrong button. I meant to hit this
It's all
one.
good.
Yep.
That's the one I meant
Yeah.
to hit. I'm like, I don't think so, pal.
Yeah. So it's just about consistency
Yeah.
and showing up. And there was, like I said, for the longest time, there was nobody there, but
Cool.
just show up.
Awesome. So why don't you give my viewers and some of the people who watch this show, who a lot of them know each other, like know both of us, but for those who don't know you, why don't you talk about what is your show about and what is different from it before versus now as the time has gone on.
That's so true.
Yeah.
So early on when I started it and I wanted to shape the show into changing the stigma of cannabis, I realized there was no audience for it.
Okay.
Nobody even wants to watch it or talk about it.
Right.
So immediately it became dispensary owners. Like, there's only 30 shops. So the next guy opening up was like, I want to see what they're going to do, or I want to see what people done before me. So I immediately shifted the show to more like, let's make sure we're at every opening. Let's sure you're finding every flower. If it's brand new and it dropped anywhere, I would drive and get it. Like,
right.
It didn't matter what it was. It was when the chocolate hit, I had it on my show first. When the first gummies hit, I had it on my show first.
Because you could.
Because I could.
And it has grown to the point where that's just not even feasible.
When it was I lost it like 130, 140-ish is when it just started to get out of control.
So do you still do dispensary reviews?
To be honest, no. I haven't been to do an actual review of a dispensary in,
So describe so for everybody who hasn't seen your show, because I certainly have, and I know that it is not just one thing. It is a combination of things. But describe it to those who haven't seen it before, because it is a unique format you have.
Yeah, it's basically a weekly rehash of the New Jersey cannabis market.
And you go deep, and you go deep into Jersey. Like this is like you have to be like you don't have to be in Jersey to watch this show, but you have to be into weed, number one, and you'd have to have some level of what you want to know the inside scoop on what's going on.
Exactly. Like I get people reach out sometimes from California.
What's going on?
And they're like, "Yo, we see the Jersey market. We tune in to see, we want to see what's going on with this and that."
Exactly.
But so we try to just cover the whatever big story happened that week. I'm like, we were talking back in the green room. I was in a green room, folks. Okay.
Yeah, we have a green room.
They have a green room.
Comfy in there, right?
Yeah, it was awesome, dude.
Cool.
And we were talking like bad news sells. It's unfortunate.
I know.
I like a quiet week, but
you and I could sit here and we could do a 2-hour lecture and teach people something that they probably didn't know and be super intellectual and crispy on our presentation, or we could sit here and fight for fucking 2 hours, call each other names and see how it could escalate. And what people want to watch, but it's not going to get anybody anywhere.
Nope.
This is not. If you want to watch that, watch wrestling and shit. This ain't that.
No, but there's a certain amount of truth you have to bring to it. Like, it's unfortunate. Like, I find myself a lot of times, like, there came a point where, I became big enough that I had to watch what I was talking about. And, that sort of thing. Like, if something was going on, you got to make sure you got all the facts. You can't just spew, because there's so many people paying attention that, it matters. And you can ruin, grows and stuff like that.
Right.
Talking shit without knowing what you're talking about and stuff like that when the market's like that. And it's just
you have to be responsible with people listening.
That's it.
Can't be irresponsible with it.
No.
People's businesses are affected by it.
It really is.
It's people's livelihoods. It's not a joke.
Without a doubt. We've dealt with a lot of stuff in New Jersey. I personally, in my facility, we dealt with a recall recently, and there's been it was a statewide hold a couple of months ago. The market's tough, and talking about the sort of things we had. The one place just lost their license, had a license revoked. And there's all things, and there's things you hear behind the scenes, and you can't talk about. And if you did, it would be detrimental to the whole industry.
But there's the other side of it, where what's public is public, right? And insight is insight, and just because you read the headlines, it doesn't give you the insight.
Exactly.
So tuning into someone like you and your show, I'm going to get a way better idea of like what actually happened.
That's the whole point. That's why I started like streaming the CRC meetings, because it's one thing to read a transcript of a meeting, but it's another thing to hear the inflection of the commissioner's voice or hear the words that they don't say or they don't write down.
That's just as important.
That matters to actually do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
To hear what people are really, to get the full story.
So you take a deep dive on politics.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
And you take a deep dive on product.
Yep.
And it's not just new products, right?
No. We got to go back. I like to treat the show as I'm the consumer. Like, I'm the consumer. I smoke cheap flour. I
So
smoke
just because it's
expensive
new,
flour.
yeah, because
Just because it's new, it doesn't
to you
mean
doesn't mean it's new.
it's, you know, we'll try to cover everything. And what I like to do also is to, like, go back to other stuff that was brand new. I found early on that it was very difficult. Like, I found a responsibility of not bringing new growers on because they just weren't ready. And I found it to be detrimental to them.
Right.
You know, and they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Well, you're not ready. Why don't you grow three?"
Right. Why
Around.
do this now and let people cast their judgments on what you're doing today? Because I know in 60 days or 90 days or 120 days, you're going to be in a different spot, and you're going to represent yourself better. Don't worry about me.
Yeah,
We're worried about you.
yeah, exactly. And it's just
That's called giving a shit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
called caring.
And I found it. You just be honest. And
That's
do that
being
sort
an
of stuff,
advocate
right?
for the industry.
Yeah, man. That's what it's all about. It really is. And just trying to do that every week, talking about products, plants, people, the people that make the industry. You know, the bud tenders. You know, we talk about the union a lot. We talk about, you know, also. It's whatever happens that week.
You do interviews.
We do interviews a lot. As you know, you have a fantastic production. I shout out to your whole team here.
Thank you.
I run my stuff myself, so
I know.
When it goes sideways, you know, it scares me off of interviews for a while. But yes, interviews and all that. And we do occasionally do a couple live streams out on the road too. As when we met.
That's when we met. It was an on the scene live stream.
Yeah.
That's cool as shit. What do you do unboxings? Like, do you do any, like, do we look at products that are not cannabis but cannabis related? Do we look at grinders? Do we look at lighters? Do we look at, you know,
absolutely
humidity systems? What else do you like?
Yeah,
what else do you dabble in?
We love new products. And,
We love shit.
We love the dispensary guy loves gifts.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
I always joke about it. I love it. I tell that to everybody that watches. You know, but like, they reached out the other day. A company called Chill sent me a box, and it was a bunch of CBD products, and I was able to pass it on to, and it's something I'll talk about on my show tomorrow night, is pass it on to somebody that wouldn't normally consume. And they were able to pass it on to a patient that's has a medical condition, and it helped them. And I'm like, look at that. We boom. I was able to put a product that I felt right into the hands of a consumer that I felt, and get immediate feedback from that consumer.
And then talk about it.
And it's not like you're just asking a bud tender. Like, I'm getting feedback from somebody I trust. Like, I joke on the show, like, I don't eat the gummies because they don't do anything to me. So I give them to people.
True.
And I'm like, how'd it work for you? And
I
like,
can
"Oh,
eat
it was
all the
great."
gummies in the world. Doesn't do shit. We know that. Yeah.
Right?
We talk about that all the time here.
So, like, that's where I find, like, if people give me shit, I make sure it goes to the right place.
And then not just that it goes to the right place, but then you're capturing the moment.
Without a doubt, like, they told me a while ago after I got into it, like, it doesn't matter what you say after you smoke something, we know by your face. We know immediately.
What have you done? Have you done bongs? Have you done, like, what are some of the things that you have looked at and opened or unboxed on the show?
Oh yeah, so we've done the freeze pipe before. We've done, like, bong wise.
You know,
and
now
stuff
the
like
freeze
that.
pipe, is that the one with the mold?
It's got the chamber that you put in the freezer, glycerin.
Oh, that's just that. Have you ever seen the one? I've got the one where the entire bong is a mold.
Okay.
And you can basically put water in it, freeze it, and then at the end, your byproduct is a bong completely made out of ice.
I've not seen that, but I like that.
I gotta find that.
That
That sounds like a
interesting.
fun night, right?
Yeah, it really does.
All right.
See how long that thing holds up.
It will not that long. It's a winter project.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, you know, bongs and stuff like that, you know, and the grinders, like, the interesting thing I always mess around with, like, the whack it grinder. And the funny thing is, like, it's easy, but, like, finding out that the actual, there's a medical reason behind it when they made it, because, like, people with arthritis can't use a grinder. So they figured out another way to do it, and that was the story behind it. And to talk to those people at a trade show and then bring it on the show and be like,
That's
yo,
so cool.
you don't understand, like, what this is. It's literally a guy.
Yeah.
And if you send it, it breaks, you'll send it to him, and he's going to be the one to fix it and send it back to you. It's a slap chop. It's got a ball bearing. It's got a ball bearing in it, a little motor, and you just put it down and it goes. And the funny thing is, the labs actually use it because it's the only way they can consistently monitor time. You know, it's a 5-second grind, and then it goes in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jeff, were you on air? Or are you doing talk back? He was talk back.
All right.
So Jeff just yelled slap back. What is
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Slap back?
Slap chop.
Slap chop.
Slap chop, yeah.
In our ears.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's do this. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back from the commercial break, I want to get into like what's going on in New Jersey, what you see, trends, what you're impressed with, what you're less than impressed with, and then maybe some predictions moving forward.
Love it.
And then maybe we'll tantalize people with, maybe something.
Maybe
that
we got stuff coming up.
Maybe. Who
Maybe.
knows?
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Stay tuned.
All right, so Jeff, you good for commercial? All right, we'll be back right after this.
You're listening to the Late Night Green Show, only on Cough Country TV.
Marijuana is huge.
Right around here, 15 inches, maybe if you're younger, you go up to 19 inches, Yeah, you already went the big age.
Sometimes a CIO might make commitments to a CEO that they just can't fulfill. And it's very hard to succeed in those environments. You really want to be able to set the expectation right up front.
How would you feel with no sex, no weed for a month or two? I'm going to be really angry.
Just feel sorry for G.
Yeah, Jake's going to get fucked up.
Wow, this is
Phil. Yeah, of course.
This is all you. This is the Cough Country OG pink hoodie. How many black people have you seen in me? Have you seen a black man here? Yeah, other than me. Why isn't there no black people here? Have you seen any black folks other than me here? Why do you think there's no black people here?
I hope one day you get some, and hopefully in those 2-3 strokes, you don't catch a stroke, you don't pass away. All I know is this man is desperate and he needs a shorty.
Is your cannabis company still using smoke signals to advertise? There's a better way.
The news at 6, 420 specials, 10-hour fix. Alfonso on the corner with the mic held high. Legalization fights we amplify.
Good voice.
That's what you get with the producer, huh?
Listen,
I should be careful what I wish for.
Well, you never know, man. Like, guys, welcome back, Late Night Green. This is a special edition, PhillyFill one-on-one with my boy Mike, the dispensary guy. We have made peace, and we're having fun together here tonight. But, yes, when you have somebody sitting in there and you say, slap chop,
Yeah.
you could very well end up, you could end up with a picture of Slap Chop. A Slap Chop.
I haven't seen him forever.
Put him
What do you
back-
think, Slap Chop, guys?
Put him back up.
He did too much yayo. He didn't do.
He's doing coke. He's not a weed guy.
No, he's not a weed guy.
He's a coke guy.
Look at him all day long. I love it.
Shit, that's funny. All right, cool. All right, so we got your background. We understand where you came from, how you got there. We understand that you're a passionate man about this stuff. So I guess what we want to move into now is, like, what's the state of the union?
State of the Union. New Jersey is strong. I always tell people from New Jersey, you got to leave the state and ask people how we're doing. The people in New Jersey like to complain.
Well,
we like to complain about
right.
everything, you
Well,
know. It's just
East
how
Coast.
we roll,
It's East
you know.
Coast. Yeah, I know.
But we're doing really, really good. The market's strong. The growers are strong. The flower's good. You know, people are looking at how we're doing. We don't have home grow.
Yeah. That's
a very whole nother discussion. So let's
it
not
is,
get
and
into
we
that.
won't do it now. But
But-
home grow is not just about home grow; it's about actually making something legal, right?
Yes. It's about allowing people to get their medicine they need. It's about that. It's about, you know, specific strains, affordability.
And it
you know,
emphasizes the fact
everything
that
else.
as a plant, you know, when you're able to grow it yourself, it's not a commodity that you have to purchase. It's something that if you choose to, you can do yourself.
Without a doubt.
And it also is a sign of freedom, as far as I'm concerned.
Dude, the garden state can't garden.
Yeah, what the fuck is that about?
Dude. So, but no, the market is really strong. The growers are doing well. I'm definitely seeing, you know, I don't think there's as much money as people are leading to believe.
Well, let's talk about that for a
Mm-hmm.
second. Do you think there's too many licenses being handed out right now? And if so, is it diluting the market to the point where we are seeing people not do as well as they might be able to or could have?
The hardest thing, like last year, the year before, was like, I said it on my show, is that as a dispensary owner, I want you to listen to me, is that just because you don't have to finish right now. You've invested this much, but if your town's that bad, just stop. Don't go forward.
Right.
You know, if the saturation's that bad in your town because of the way that
Well,
the
here's-
CRC hamstrung the market,
But
or not the
here's-
CRC.
But here's my thing, Mike. The whole thing that I'm thinking is that there was a plan to begin with, and then the fucking goal line has to get moved 16 times.
Yep.
That's what I mean. What's wrong with the plan to begin with? Is it greed? We just can take more money off the table? Because, you know, I bet you that first plan, you know, Atlantic City, for example, where we are today and what they plan, two different
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
So how do we get there? And the only thing I can attribute it back to is greed.
Yes. It was a matter of the CRC washing their hands of it, saying the municipalities can make up their own decision. And once that happened, the municipalities, you know, they voted. A lot of them immediately blanket voted no, right across the state. Of like, you know, towns by me, Monmouth County, they don't want that.
No, they were
No, they don't want people coming into their town to buy weed. So immediately they're voting no. So it gets pushed out, and then the poorer counties are like, "Well, you're
have no choice.
We were offering me free tax dollars, of course."
Yep.
You know, and they just got oversaturated that way. And now, how do you fix that?
You have to
You
let-
got to flip municipalities. You got to open up the state in a whole, but you can't go back on that.
So after you reach the point of no return, you have to let people, unfortunately, die off.
That's it. That's what it comes down to in a town like Atlantic City.
Attrition.
That's what it comes down to.
And, you know, there's a level of irresponsibility to that when you know that the state can only support so much. I mean, there are spots in New Jersey, and I don't need to tell you that, where they're literally here, like a strip of them. Now, how the fuck are they going to, you know, you better start doing like songs, dances, you know. I mean, you got to come up with something that differentiates you.
Without a doubt, if you're going to open up in a spot like that, you need to have a game plan going in on what you're going to do to separate yourself from the shop down the street. If you don't, you're not going to survive by just selling weed cheap. It's not going to work, that business plan. But there's other counties and you know, that aren't oversaturated. Like, yeah, we have 400 shops, but a county like Monmouth County, where I live, could take another 20 shops and not even break a sweat
And be okay.
be fine.
But there's other spots that you start doing that same formula, and you've created a business problem.
Yes, without a doubt.
For not only for those retailers, but for the community in general, because they could end up with nothing before it's all over.
Without a doubt.
If they all play their cards wrong.
You boarded up businesses again. You know, a lot of people saw it as a get rich scheme. You know, I'm going to get rich selling weed. You know, and that's great. And a lot of towns saw the tax pile. A lot of people saw it as a tax, as a tax grab for your municipality. You know, and they're like, when it comes down to get into the illegal part of it and the thing that you hear in the backroom deals and stuff like that, you know, municipalities charging you $25,000, $50,000 to apply. just to apply, things like that. Already knowing who they're going to give it to.
So not only are we, not only are we potentially putting out too many licenses, but then people are like so behind the game before they even start.
Without a doubt. And they have no ability to money, no ability to capital. There's no ability to raise capital for a lot of people.
So the answer is it's going to happen. It's going to happen naturally. It will work its course. Mm-hmm. The market will determine how many are going to stay. Without a doubt. Not the CDC or
no, the market's going to determine it. I mean, the CRC already wet their hands.
Excuse me.
CRC. They already wet their hands of it and said the towns are going to have at it. So I mean, like I say on my show, the best recommendation anybody in New Jersey wants to open is go flip a town.
A town that's dry.
A town that's dry.
That's your best shot.
I mean, that's what I do.
But
if I was a businessman.
But the gate will get kicked open just like it does anywhere else once there's one. When there's
yeah, but then,
at least you get your first foot in, right?
You get your foot in, maybe the town will be nice enough to only grant a couple licenses and give you a trial run. And
I mean, for all these dispensaries, can I say something? For all these dispensaries that are struggling, that are not letting people smell that flower when they come in, am I tripping?
That's not the reason.
Well, no, it's not the reason. But why wouldn't you? If we're in it, if we're in a market where we're trying to do something, and everybody's doing the same thing, not everybody, but a lot of folks are doing the same thing in terms of this stuff's behind the counter and packaging, you can't see or smell anything. Get your review, match up your names, you talk to your buddies, or use your own experience, but you're not smelling that flower before you leave. Maybe there's a place to start. Not being criticized.
No, absolutely.
But as a dispensary, can you do different things, offer a different experience that could set you apart from the next guy doing something very similar?
Yes, but that won't work due to regulations in New Jersey. I mean, that's something that they need to do.
But some have smell bars and
smell bars, sure, absolutely. But as far as physically, but that goes to a dispensary owner, like that weed, like you got to put weed in there every week. Like you open weed and put it in there after 2 weeks. What are you going to do with it?
So it's a commitment. See, that's the thing. It's a commitment, right?
Yeah.
And it could create spoilage, and it can become a cost center. Mm-hmm. But that could be okay.
Like that's up to a grower to provide that for them. Like I would as a grower going, here's X number of units, and I want you to provide that as a sample in your bud bar. But you're still not touching flower. I mean, that's not an accurate representation of the flower.
It's not. You're not touching it, but seeing it and smelling it is
or
better.
Or buying that bud.
It's
that's
not a
the
replacement for that. No. And it never will be.
No.
But it is a step in the direction that gives you a better idea and allows, if your flower's really good, it allows you to show it the hell off, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And on top of that, then you're talking about, if you want to talk about the environmental impact of everything like that, you're able to ship bigger units, use less Mylar, you're able to package it out, right there. And, maybe you're saving a little bit and people get to see it. You can move that way and stuff like that. The consumer's going to save a little bit of money if they choose to pass the savings on because they're saving money on their back end, shipping and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it's all stuff to think about,
It's a ton of shit to think about. What's like the most optimistic thing that you got your sight on right now? What are you most excited about?
I mean, I hate to say drinks because of where I am, but I mean, drinks is the thing that changes people's minds. It really is. It's the crossover. It's the crossover. The hemp industry is where the hemp industry is, but boy, they brought a lot of people into the weed game.
And I've said this so many times. You guys are sick of hearing me say it, I know, but like it's a blessing and a curse all wrapped up in one. To the industry, in many ways, it's a curse. To the industry, in many ways, it's a blessing, and that the ability to buy product in anywhere, that crossover. That's where you started to fringe up on mainstream acceptance. That's where it needs to go. They've showed us where this needs to go. And now we need regulations and laws and all this other shit to start, meeting that. Because if you want to do a really good drink, you have to be able to have scalability. Mm-hmm. And scalability comes being able to sell it outside your own state, regardless of how big your state is, or small or whatever. You need the ability to scale. You need to be able to, that's what makes it. And so these hemp drinks have been like off the fucking hook because of not only where they can be sold, but those companies are capitalizing on everything that the other ones can't by regulation or by law.
Absolutely.
And so it is a blessing that it's been proliferated throughout the mainstream acceptance of people say, yeah, you know, like this is actually this is a substitute. I don't have to drink, and I enjoy this. It makes me feel good. I don't have to drink 3. I drink 1, you know, because they're not used to it. 5, 10, they'll put you, you know, if you're not used to it, they'll fuck you up.
Absolutely.
You and I drink them all day, nothing happens. I get it, but it's not for everybody.
No.
But for those who it's for, it is like it's a blessing. If you don't have to drink alcohol and you can have this and have a nice, it's it. Like, I don't even like going to bars anymore because, like, I don't even know what to fucking do with myself when I'm there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I sit there and smoke my vape until someone throws me out or some shit like that, you know? But at the same time, you know, maybe you bring a drink, or maybe a place has a drink like that.
Imagine that. Imagine
right?
if you could buy a THC drink at a bar and go out and socialize with people. As somebody that doesn't drink, you understand, and you're explaining.
Absolutely.
I lost that whole social aspect of my life a long time ago.
Because if you just don't drink,
You're not going to
you
go to
don't-
a bar. You don't
fit
go
in.
where you
don't fit in.
You know, and that sort of thing, and to bring people in and to do that, and it's definitely where the market is going. It's huge. It's so the social aspect of it.
I mean,
being
and
able
then-
to hold something in your hand,
It's-
just to talk to somebody, and
then you go to these beautiful lounges in New Jersey that have done just, you know, a pretty amazing job putting together their physical facility. But God forbid someone would give someone a glass of water. Holy shit! You get a glass of water to somebody, that's going to be the end of the world, and it damn near is. You get.
you'll get fined. Like you asked me, New Jersey's strong, it's doing well, but we're there's some shit we got fucked up.
Of course, and
You know,
everybody
we
does.
really do.
And
We
everybody
really
does.
do.
But you
Like,
know,
I don't understand that.
We should still talk about it. you know?
Absolutely, without a
Exactly.
doubt.
Absolutely.
You know, we got to talk about the good and the bad. That's how you
Absolutely.
fix the bad.
So you're most excited for drinks moving forward.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you think's going to like? What's
drinks?
what's the next thing? Like, well, first of all, what do you think? I mean, you know, quick, we'll have to wrap up.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what do you think about like do you think hemp drinks? I mean, it looks to me like they're going to go state by state on how it's handled, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I like it. Like I talk in the back rooms and stuff. I don't see a lot of people in hemp running for the hills like I thought they would. So it seems like everybody knows something that I don't know.
Well, that's what I feel. Like
Because
you go to
people
a
are
show,
doubling down.
not
The
only
Champs
that, but
is
they're-
doubling down.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
like,
throwing tons of money into. Like, if you're going out of business in I don't know, fucking 3 months.
Yeah.
Like, are you really still spending money on shows? Like, I think that they understand that this is going to be handled state by state, unless there's something big on a federal basis that will change. But I think Texas just
oh my
rewrote their
God.
law.
Yeah, Texas,
yeah.
you're going to jail forever.
Yeah,
forever. I'm never going to Texas.
I think tonight, I think we might, I don't know if it's Bill doing it on the news or us doing it, but there's a story coming up about what is now allowed after all the bullshit. What's like at the end, like all the smoke were cleared.
Yeah.
And what's allowed. And like the can itself can't have 0.03. So if you think 10 doesn't do shit,
Yeah.
try 0.03 and see what that does for you.
It's going to be nothing.
Hey, give me some fucking sugar water.
Yeah.
And we'll
yeah.
pretend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that and everything. I'm looking forward to more craft growers coming up and stuff like that.
I love the craft growing thing going on. That
really
is
good.
important to. I love it. That's where I need to be. That's my space, brother.
Without a doubt, dude. The novelty grow. There's always going to be a room for cheap weed. You know, that's what it is. You know, there's
what
a
MSOs
pre-roll
are for.
market. That's cheap weed. It is what it is. But you know, you get that really fire, that good fucking weed. Like we got some brands in Jersey, like Brighter Side and stuff like that. These living soil stuff, seeing that come in New Jersey, finally getting going, getting them 3, 4, 5. Brighter Side's been around for now. Their soil's just pumping. You know, things like that. You know, even 1111, all the good ones that are coming up. Seeing that grow, seeing them evolve into things like that, seeing the smaller people finally get open because the bigger industry got open early, and the smaller people have been struggling to get open. So fortunately now we're seeing littler guys find a space, you know, that they can fight out and work.
And that's fun and to be able to talk about it and highlight and document these success stories along the way. It's awesome.
There's so many of them, man.
That's fucking
and
great.
the crazy thing going up. You want me to do a shameless plug? Can I do a shameless plug?
Yeah.
Come on, let's do it.
Let's
You
do
ready?
it. Yeah, go ahead.
Shameless plug and news. How much time have we got?
Well, we're going to wrap it up here in
So
a few
you want
minutes.
to wrap it up with
So
our
we're
thing?
going to be back, guys. We're going to be back at 10 p.m. to do the late night show, and you're going to co-host with me. Is that cool?
Yeah,
All
if
right.
you want. Yeah.
So we'll be back in like We'll be back in like a half hour. We'll go into countdown even before that, guys. So we'll wrap this up and we'll get set up for.
Yeah. All right,
and then
I like that.
we're gonna bring Dave out.
All right. I like it. I love that. All right. So yeah, so the Jersey market is fucking getting it done, dude.
Yep.
We're solid, and it's expanding, and
it's exciting as shit.
It is. Like when I look at New York and I laugh, and I'm like, you guys are fucking it all up, man.
Well,
it's like,
New York's a different animal.
It's all street, and it's never gonna not be street. Like, it's tough, dude.
And the way they started made it tough for them. Like you got to crawl before you walk, and then if you get walked on, then trying to put your shit in then is not the greatest experience, and that's I think what they're seeing right now.
Yeah.
But I'll give it to them. They have they have fixed a lot of it.
Yeah, slowly but surely, man. You learn.
They fixed it. Yeah, you learn.
You absolutely do learn. You learn. There's a lot of good things going on. There's a lot of good people coming up. There's a lot of good content coming up. A lot of good. Everything with the industry is so. It's so wide and so broad, ancillary to cannabis, and that's what I've always said. It's like everything with it. Like why home grow is not just the person. It's the guy selling the soil. It's the guy selling the seed. We're talking about clones. We're talking about all these different people that we're going to then employ. LED light manufacturers. Like you got nothing to do with cannabis. You know the best guy I ever saw was a panic alarm door guy at a cannabis show, and I went right up because I'm a fireman, and I was like, yo. Did you ever think you'd be here? He goes, dude, I sell more panic bars to cannabis business than anybody in the company sells combined.
Yep.
And he goes, I never thought about it, but every room needs a panic bar.
And that is just a scratch of how external industries can work with the cannabis industry. And that's part of the reason Cough Country's here. We're about mainstream acceptance. Yep. What we want to do is, like, when you watch the news, if you close your ears for a second, you watch the news, you wouldn't know, like, you'd think this is some serious-ass news show. And then you turn the sound on, and not that we're not serious, but we're talking about weed things. But we're doing it in a way that you would normally see the news.
Yeah.
So we're not giving you stoner news. We're giving you the real news, but we're talking about cannabis. That starts breaking down those, I don't watch stoner content. I'll watch cannabis content, or I'll watch content that's more aligned with what I'm typically used to seeing. So, brother, you're a good dude, man.
Thank you.
I'm glad
you too, man.
I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad this whole thing's under the bridge. We're going to be back at 10 o'clock, but I will say this, if there's someone watching and you guys can't make it back at 10, Mike and I are going to be talking about, doing some additional things together. And, we don't know exactly what they're going to be, but we've kind of have, a good idea on the direction that we're looking at. And so not only am I appreciative to Dave and Mike for being here, but, open to these type of conversations that move things forward. I'm open to that. So before we get out of here, we will be back at 10, guys. But before we get out of here, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you and where you want them to come like, follow, and subscribe.
Like, follow, and subscribe, of course.
Let's do it.
YouTube, at The Dispensary Guy on all your socials, man.
Yep.
Hit it up. Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock, like 90210. Tune in. Every Wednesday night, we're live.
Every Wednesday night, 9 o'clock on YouTube.
Instagram,
Twitch,
Twitch, LinkedIn.
The Dispensary?
The Dispensary Guy.
The Dispensary Guys on YouTube. He's also got an Instagram, guys, that you also want to check out. I know he's got some insight and some some backdoor information that shows up on Instagram.
Matt is a little tough, man. They like to fucking bang that banhammer a lot.
YouTube is, Instagram is being reasonable to me now. They were very not reasonable to me before, but I think they saw that we have some friends, and that seems to help a little bit. It's amazing
once you get a little over the hump.
If you have a few friends that they don't hate, they seem to like you more. I don't fucking know, but Facebook does not follow such rules. They hate us so much. Late Night Green is so fucked up on Facebook, it's not even funny. So, Meta, you know how I feel about you. I'm sick of this shit, man. But that's okay, because, listen, we'll work right around you, and that's kind of the way I do it. That's what it comes down to, dude. Yeah. And don't let the door hit you in the ass. What were you going to say?
No, that's it, man.
That's it, brother. So, guys,
I love it.
Guys, what we'll do is we'll be back here for a late night edition in 31 minutes. 31 minutes. Make sure you guys come back and check us out. Dave will be here. Bill will be here. I'll be here. Mike will be here. We're going to talk about 10 unbelievable cannabis facts. We've got an expert to tell us about Rastafarian and Ethiopian roots, since we got one of our comments, we had a comment on one of the segments we did. Someone kind of schooled us. We're going to have that person on.
Nice.
We've got some stories. Yeah, that dude right there. Put him back on again. There you go. So make sure you tune in, and we're going to give you guys some information on Rastafari comes from Ethiopia, and don't you forget it, man. And we're going to learn about that. We also have Bill with the news. We've got some very interesting stories, and we've got a very cool strain of the day, all on our late night show. Guys, make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Go check out Mike on his channel, and we'll see you in 30 minutes. Peace.
Breaking through, not the stereotype, it's soldier, not the joke they made it out to be. This is called